Welcome to this episode on driving next gen growth, brought to you by ET Brand Equity in association with SAP. Today I'm joined by esteemed industry leaders Sandeep from Jaguar Group, Animesh from Microtech International, and Ankit from Ace Construction. Welcome, gentlemen. Some part of the customer journey in each of your businesses would begin online or end at an offline touch point, right? Customers are not looking at digital and physical as separate spheres, but they are going seamlessly between both these parts. Keeping that in mind, how are you owning the customer relationship? How are you empowering your partners, stakeholders to be digitally enabled so that they are with the customer? And also, how are you leveraging technologies like AI to kind of transform this entire journey, right? So, Sandeep, let me begin with you to understand some part of the customer journey might be happening online. It might be most of it must be ending on offline. How do you bring these two together to build a consumer funnel which is connected across digital and physical?
Thank you for having me here. Uh, See, for a business which is like a brick and mortar business, and especially with the bathroom and lights, you know, majority of today the learning and research is becoming online. However, the physical transaction is still offline. So I would say today it has become online has become a great tool for customers to know the category, to dwell more about its usages applications, as well as offline when he comes to the store or when he is there to interact with the category. He is very savvy which brand he wants to buy, what are the applications he is going for. So that way I think is a fair balance. And what trends I'm seeing in India, sooner or later some part will shift to online, uh, not whole, but some categories. So there is definitely for a marketer, we always have a kind of a fair balance that the brand awareness, the brand comprehension, the category comprehension, because unlike FMCG category or consumer product, this is slightly more technical in nature. So for instance, if I say you want to have a great shower, now what goes uh, behind the wall is not to be known. How to maintain it, what is the water pressure, now these kind of conversations you can't have on ATL communication, you can't do it. So this is where your websites, your social media communication really becomes a YouTube, for that matter, becomes a great asset where customer is well educated, you can have a conversation with him. So that way I think this is one side of it. Now, as far as my channel partners, which is my dealers, now today they are finding a digital a great tool, because today they have to create the brand awareness for the store. So there are a lot of properties today in market. For example, the GMBs, store near me. So you can today do geo fencing. You can target a customer. So we do a lot of online initiative for our dealer partners, which is primarily to drive footfalls. Some of the top level ATL activity or brand level activity is more awareness comprehension, but moment you go down to the transaction level, it also helps you in the driving traffic at the stores.
Fantastic. So you're looking at it from an awareness level, at a market level, where you look at hyper-local initiatives, and then at the storeroom level, where your dealers are
One
interacting.
more thing, today social media has also smartly used, then it is also becoming a great point for the brand love, constant interaction. Because my category, for example, you only need, you get only active when you need it. So how to create a tom, so constantly the brand to be always in the radar is very important. So this is where you smartly play even on the brand recall part also.
Fantastic. How to create a Tom using social media, I think, is all what we're all focusing on. Coming to you, Animesh, right? You're in an industry where your last mile purchaser may not be the influencer that you are trying to influence to make that decision, right? How are you digitizing your entire business ecosystem? What are some of the challenges that you're trying to solve using technology? And how are you bridging that journey online and offline for your partners?
So in our case, so we have a range of products, right? It starts from your inverters for the home to your enterprise level UPS to solar. products to electricals, wires and cables. So it's a barrage of consumer products we have. Now, so what we have seen is that there is a very thin line difference between the impact a online and a offline can make on the product itself. Because today, when a consumer comes to buy, the first bang on touch point is your website. And then he goes to Instagram and looks at your page, brand page, and the community which you have developed. And then post that probably goes to a shop and to check out. Now, what we have found out is that today, if I say that all my products, about 90% of my products, are sold through offline retail network, right? But the influence part, I would say, is that 50 to 60% is actually done by digital. I'll give you a small example. We are in the solar business. So, solar people actually don't know much about solar because they find it very technical. But everybody wants to be on it because of government promoting it, and they feel that they might run out of time. Now, to know about solar, today what we see is that lot of the dealers themselves, they have become influencers. So they have their own Instagram channel, they talk about the products, they create their own community and try to influence a purchase. So what we have done is, instead of creating a barrier with our trade partner, so we have actually taken them along with us. So what I see is that there is a natural blending which is happening in terms of offline and online. And somewhere going forward, I would see that the more each of the vertical get accentuated with different kinds of uh, influences the channels are having, I would feel that it is better for a brand to actually uh, treat each one of them very strategically and try to figure out that the semblance between the offline and online is always maintained, and there should not be any kind of feeling where the dealers feel a kind of threatened, or they would say that why such a brand is doing whatever they are doing. So to answer your question once again in a very short, crisp manner, I would say that in our kind of business, the impact of digital is far, far higher in terms of the purchase. But the last mile purchase happens at the dealer outlets. And with products like inverter and solar, which are B2C, so there the brand impact on the digital is far, far higher vis-a-vis a solar and the enterprise level UPS, which are more B2B. So there probably a different kind of a strategy, which is like more of an institutional strategy. It's a combination of demand generation in on digital plus uh, field sales team approaching them. So that actually works in.
Fantastic. I would love to know how also you're looking at democratizing that data, which you know is being created online, to your field sales. But we'll come to that in the next round. And Ankit, coming to you, you're in industry where you're again looking at large deal sizes, you're looking at customer journeys which are longer. How do you build a long-term relationship with your customers using digital channels where it might have been a handshake in the previous era?
Just to tell you first that in our company we are making the construction equipments, correct? So we are making the products like cranes, backhoe loaders, compactor, which are used for making the buildings or other construction sites. So in our industry, uh, the digital platform is the importance of digital platform is improving day by day, but as the customers are getting more and more educated, they wanted to explore, they wanted to search, they wanted to know more about the product, and these are all capex intensive products. They're expensive products, so customer wanted to have a complete clarity. They wanted to know, they wanted to do the comparison between the different kind of OEMs. So they wanted to understand, they wanted to even have a demo. So nowadays we started to use YouTube for walk around videos of the products, so the customer can see and know about the product in at his office itself, before going to the showrooms, because in our products we do not have a showrooms like cars. We do not have a showroom concept. First of all, it is just like a dealer shops where you can get the product leaflets. It's more about technical. So if you wanted to know about product, digital gives us a very good platform by which a customer can know about the product easily. We also, give a lot of application videos so that customer can understand, yes, this product can work on these applications. So in our portfolio, digital is very, very important. And also, our machines are works on remote areas. So it's very, very important for the customer to how the customer will know, correct? Customer before buying, taking a decision of buying the equipment, customer wanted to get a confidence because these machines can cost you 4 crores, 5 crores. These very expensive machines. So these digital platform gives a lot of things. Customer, we put a lot of case studies, customer stories, walk around videos, benchmark data, which allows customers to get a confidence and close the deal. Similarly, in terms of dealers, we use all you have to provide a after sales service, correct? So it's very again it's in our equipments, these are earning equipments. Customer has to earn money, so the breakdown cannot be there. So the fast response is the key. So again, that cannot happen by offline model. So we have our own apps, service apps. So every dealer is connected, because we claim in our industry that we can provide a part within 24 hours. So to achieve that, it can only possible by digital and the CRM solutions. So digital is very, very important in our industry.
So all of you are in some part of the digital journey where you're digitizing your stakeholders and your customers as well, right? But at the same time, you need to keep in mind that you're not making them feel threatened, as well as cannibalizing your existing business and taking them along with you, right? So as you're trying to solve for the pain points, digital adoption is not the same. Like laptops are not the same adopted as smartphones, right? How do you build a user centric or stakeholder centric digital platform where they're using it as well and getting value of it, from getting the data to the last mile, as well as enabling them with those insights to convert customers. So Sandeep, if you have a perspective on that.
So I just give you a small example. So we do lot of dealer digital promotion. Okay, now what the premise is that today, okay, we have a like Jaguar is today India's most trusted bathroom and lighting brand. We practically own about 60% market share. So lot of our effort is towards building brand, creating awareness, category awareness. Now, how to draw the last mile traffic at the retail counters, which is bathroom and these lighting stores. So we run a kind of a program for us authorized dealers, wherein a certain X amount of budget is being allocated, and we have obviously a centralized agency which basically talks to them, understand the brief, which product they want to promote, what is the geofencing, which are the areas they want to. So, assuming that you have all inputs in place, and we run campaigns. So, when you these run campaigns, the main focus of this campaign is to drive traffic, to create that pull for him. Yeah, in that, because what is happening earlier, if you see home and building market, there was few markets in the city, and the natural trigger is to go there. Now they're micro markets and people are floating populations. So somebody, a family moved, say 2 years back from Mumbai to Gurgaon. He has no idea where to go for a particular product. So they are relying today a lot of digital information. So when you do campaigns like this, you not only promote the brand, but largely you promote the counter and you get traffic, and it is all recorded. Today with the all technology and apps, you know how many people have come. As basic as today somebody says uh, Google address, and by the time he literally goes there, you see the journey, so you know exactly what is a call for action. So he has an app, he sees the missed calls, he can return the call, we can listen to the conversation happening between so it's fairly fairly a win-win. In fact, we in fact bringing a new change. In fact, we have told a lot of authorized dealers to come online and adopt e-commerce, though it will take some time, but you will get awareness as a retail store. You will learn this category, you will learn the nuances to supply the products in time, the way any FMCG or consumer durables are there. So there is lot of hand holding. This is a time of transformation. So wherein whatever you're doing it, you may not get 100% result, but you are creating a culture of using digital as a tool, not only for awareness, but very pointed result oriented activities, which is as basic as promoting a particular product, driving traffic from a particular society towards your counter, ensuring that you get a customer calls, Hence, my dealer has to be educated enough to receive calls. He should be trained how to interact on those calls, how to convert that call into a prospect to a strong leads. So it's a whole ecosystem. So as a brand, we are enabling that environment for our dealers, ensuring that the huge pull which we create. I give you a small example. We generate almost 50 lakh footfalls on our website monthly, and we have a call for action, how many catalogs got downloaded, how many store visits and all. But now we are funneling this to the last mile, which is the dealer counters. And if I can even move the needle few percentages, is a massive growth opportunity, you see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Few percentage points can unlock massive value in your businesses. But coming to you, Animesh, right? You have a massive field force, massive channel partner network. You are able to tell through customer behavior, through sales records that certain demand is being generated in key markets. How are you looking at empowering your last mile with that data so that they are able to pitch the right products to the right, because you have a multi-product portfolio. How are they able to actually access that data? Because often happens that there is an analytics team, there are multiple teams, and by the time it reaches the window of opportunity has been lost, right? So how are you making it much more real time, much more usable for the last time?
In our case, see the data, like we generate massive amount of data, right? So we are a company which is almost about 40 years old now. So over a period of time, we have just been collecting data. And so the data we actually leverage across two different segments. So one is purely from a customer's perspective, and the other is to forecast demand and basically take care of the dealer network, the trade network. Now, so what we felt was that the customers, right now, so today because of intense competition in the segment, so if you are not there at the moment when the customer is searching you, then that opportunity is missed. And we've learned that very care over a period of time, and there is no debate about that. So, like I mentioned earlier, that digital window is the first point of conversion for the brand. The guy who wants to buy you is 50 to 60% converted on the digital exposure. So, if your exposure is correct, right, then the brand is doing the right job. In our case, how we are, so for I'll give you a small example. Earlier, we used to operate, say, within 5 or 6 main clusters, audience clusters, right? But when we started to mine the data and mine it at different micro layers, now today we are operating at about 14 to 15 different clusters. So the point I am making is that the data which is being generated, it is able to give you a laser tight audience segmentation, which earlier probably brands were not using. But today, thankfully, because of different platforms and analytics being in full force, you are able to actually do that. And that has helped to actually broaden our digital presence and our exposure on the digital media. Now, if you ask me that, if, for example, what kind of data driven insights will, for example, help you in the solar business, right? Now, for solar, today what has happened is that the entire category has become commoditized. Nobody understands who's got the product differentiation in place. There is absolutely no brand differentiation because everybody is pegging on the product. It's very complicated, right? Technically very advanced, and you need some bit of engineering to understand how it works. Now, for that, how data plays a role is that once the guy interacts with you and you are able to capture the footprint, then the entire analytics and the digital system takes over. You have to ensure that that guy is interacting with you, has come to your shop, has checked with your dealer, asked about the product, and then ultimately either bought or did not buy. So that opportunity is first provided by digital to capture the footprint, the digital footprint of where he is coming and exposing himself. It could be on the website where he is coming and probably clicked on a link, or he's come and left some data with you or some comments, whatever the case may be. So what I personally feel is that the main problem which currently organizations face is that the data lie in silos all over the place, and there is no master system which will pull the data from different streams and will automate it in a process where the data driven insights are palatable and snackable right at your fingertips, and you can use them whenever you want. So we are actually going towards that when we are talking about our transformation. So that is something which we aim over a period of time we'll be able to kind of get it, and once we get it, then I would be very confident to say that there will be far higher control with us today than what we would expect to achieve in the next couple of.
Fantastic. Exciting to come back to that point, right? But coming to you, Ankit, right? You created a digital showrooming experience where your customers can come browse, understand the product before physically they actually come for the demo, right? And I imagine once they come physically, they are almost there, ready to convert, basis a few here and there. Knowing that they have looked and searched for certain aspects of your products and they need certain key solutions, how are you able to do that handoff from marketing to sales, that these are the expectations and you may want to build your pitch around these expectations? How seamlessly does that happen, and how are you building that?
uh, Whenever if somebody customer see our website or see our products, so every product somebody has a many options, so like customer wants some features. So first of all, we allows customer to choose the kind of features he wants, because we are talking about the equipments here, correct? And some customer wants like a camera, or like a 360-degree camera, or they want like aviation lights, or they want some kind of sensors for the safety. So there are many options which will be provided. It's like a pick. Somebody, a customer will can pick and choose what he wants. And we are working on a very customization model, correct? It is like a Dell. Customer can customize the machine. There's a one base machine, and then customer can pick and make a customized machine and order. Okay, our manufacturing is in line with that, so we can always customize the machine based on the customer expectations. So that is how it works, because there are many features which few customer wants. There are very few features other customer do not want. So you, in order to get a success, you need to have a customization model. So that is how this industry works, and that is how our whole ecosystem is working, right from the customer to a dealer to our sales team and to our manufacturing. So we are working exactly in line with customer expectation, so that we can provide exact solution to a customer and to suit his requirement. Not only we do like that, we also educate customers. Again, because in India many new startups are coming up, many new dealers are coming up, and many new customers wanted to come in this equipment, because it is a very good industry to be an entrepreneur. Actually, if you wanted to be a rental equipment, you can make good money, but they do not know which equipment they want. So our sales team, our dealers, they also help customer to choose the right equipment, because one base machine to a one, you can say, deluxe machine, the difference can have a 10 lakh rupees. So they help customer to choose a right machine so that he can get a right ROI. Because at the end of the day, our job is that customers should flourish, because if he will make money, he will buy the next machine. So it's very, very important for us that customers should succeed. Our job is not to sell the machine. Our job is to make customers successful, because if he will grow, we will grow.
No, absolutely. It's a
So
huge ticket
yeah,
size.
so that is how we work. So we are very, very closely associated with the customer. We provide a lot of, as Samir just also shared, in our industry also we do a lot of demos. We go to the customer end of the customer, like we have a lot of belts, like some DLF site is going on, so some construction is going on, some 100-acre land or 300-acre land. So we normally, whenever our dealer, our sales team see the opportunity, they make us some sort of stall and started a demo, give the leaflet so that they can engage to the end customer and talk about our machines. So we do a lot of things. So that, but the idea is to provide a right machine to the right customer. We do not want to sell anything. We wanted to sell the right machine to the customer.
Fantastic.
So, very interesting point from education. See, one side is end customer, but in our business, for example, there are other stakeholders like architects, interior designers, lighting consultants. Now, with the pace of which you are coming with products and solutions, and there are lakhs and lakhs of these professions across the country, and they are dealing with hundreds of categories, multiple brands. So for them, education is very important. So even professionals need to be told the nuances of the product, because in our category, end customers want a great looking bathroom, but doesn't know how. So to really make him understand, the architects, interior designer, lighting consultants are they play a very big role. And the education bit through digital websites, the YouTubes, the videos, the demo unboxing, that really helps, the installation videos. Because unfortunately in India there's no finishing school for plumbers. So you made a great looking product which is like a cloud, which is a touch shower. Now how to get it installed? It's not possible for me to do thousands of camps, because across the length and breadth of the country there are millions of plumbers and architects, interior designers. So this is where you create a great content and make sure is democratic in nature, is all in public platform. So this way digital really makes sure your reach now, in terms of the knowledge, because more you educate customer, more you educate these people, as he rightly said, it really helps the cause of upgradation category going to the next level.
Fantastic. So all of you have brought out certain pain points like requiring customers requiring hand holding so they find the right product, right? Your stakeholders needing education so that they know what products to sell to customers, what to offer, what are the value propositions, right? Data being in silos and democratizing it across the technology. Are you innovating using AI to solve any of these challenges? And how do you look at potential use cases for AI within your organizations and as well as your functions? Yeah. So who any of you can go first?
So
Yeah.
I can start. See, we use a lot of IoT in our industry, as I explained earlier, that breakdown is a key to success. Correct. So we use IoT in all our equipments, by which we can predict the maintenance, and we can also prevent the failures. Okay, so we have over the years, based on our knowledge, we have gathered a lot of data, and now we can, before failing any parts, we can inform to the customer that you should change this part, so that his machine will not fail. So that is the one thing which we are doing, and we are getting a lot of success with that. We are able to increase the uptime of the equipment. Second is, we are with the help of IoT, we are monitoring the usage pattern of our equipments, which help us to provide a right solution to the customers in future. So which gives an input to our R&D team to fine tune the new products based on the actual usage of the equipments. Okay, and third is that in India now, new we have a new emission norms. So all the engines which is used in these equipments now are electronic. They are now CV5. So in electronic engines, and these the people who operate these machines, they are not so educated. Okay, so it's a big challenge, how to
Use the machine in the
yes,
right way.
which are now more sophisticated, because earlier they are mechanical engines, they can easily do the maintenance. Now these are all electronic machines. So we, and if they will not use the machine properly, they can have some error which they cannot solve, and again it will break down the machine. So now recently we have innovatively developed, we are the first company in India who has developed this. Now we can do the error swapping by remotely. So our service team sitting at HO, if any error comes, with the help of IoT, they can remove that error. So then machine can, he can start working on the machines. So we are heavily using IoT because that is the key to success in our equipments.
Fantastic. Animesh?
Yeah. So basically, how we use AI is that we typically use it in two different scenarios. So one is from the marketing standpoint, and one is from a data and analytics standpoint. Now, so from a marketing standpoint, we use a variety of tools, starting from Canva to Doveverse to Notebook LM to various other platforms. But how AI has really helped is that, I would personally say is that the speed has bolstered like many times. So, as a small example, we earlier used to do language translations in about 8 to 9 languages because we are a pan India brand. So, that used to typically take about 8 to 10 days. Getting all the artists, dubbing, this, that, editing, studio, this and that. But today you have a platform called Upwords where you upload the master, you select the voice, select the language, and maybe in less than half an hour you get everything and top quality. So this is just one example, but what I'm trying to say is that at the onset of AI hitting marketing, so today from storytellers, right, we have to become system thinkers. So what it basically means is that with the advent of technology, the technology needs to be embraced by all marketers in such a way that they have to change the prism of thinking from just pure narratives to a technology led narrative, and the difference being uh, very sharp, because today the consumers are actually become like that. So you have to speak their language, you have to basically, because they are very discerning, you have to talk their language to make them understand. And secondly, coming to analytics perspective, so at one end, I'll give you another small example. So we were correlating demand generation, right, like uh, trying to figure out prospective demand in different kind of cities or states or towns, whatever you call it. So what we do is we used a tool where we've tried to map the search volumes, right, across different cities, and we saw the trend. So we saw that in a particular city, the search volumes have actually showing a rising trend. And then we started to map our sales vis-a-vis the category sales. Now we figured out that our sales are not corresponding to either the search volumes or the category sales. So which clearly meant that there is a big gap which needs to be addressed and the requisite actions need to be taken. So this is one small example, but these are primarily the broad areas. And I personally feel that uh, like we are trying to, as marketers, we're trying to educate ourselves on AI, but it is so dynamic and so many tools are being lined up. So one has to be very careful in planning the tech stack, so which is going to be not only future ready, but you should be 100% sure that all these tools which you are going to use are actually meant for your kind of business.
Absolutely. Adding value to the business is ultimately the end game. Sandeep, is AI adding value to your business? Do you see use cases where AI is improving relationship with your stakeholders, with your customers, and even improving operational efficiencies in marketing that you see?
Many. And I just give you two such examples. Like example, when we do these digital campaigns for a dealer, and typically, if you see in our trade, unlike I would say, receiving calls, responding to a call, because the guy is constantly in transaction mode, so you get a lot of calls, and you also get a lot of missed calls. Like I give you a small example. We generated almost 2 lakh calls in on a period of 2 months for a certain set of dealers, and because of the voice recording, okay, you can able to record them. Now it's not humanly possible to listen to all. So for example, if I'm running a campaign, for example, cloud at IPL, and Shobita is my protagonist there and is talking about, and I can read through AI that out of this 1 point lakh calls, how many calls were regarding the product which is getting yeah, campaign. So it gives me a very great insight. To next level, to you can say, you can even now be telling a dealers that you are getting a queries on that, I hope the product is on the display. Okay, this is one example. Second example, for example, the website. We get how much you make your UX and UI super of the website, but still for a customer transacting on your website, it's get trickier how to navigate, because there are many products and many applications. So we constantly read a customer journey, and with the help of AI, we give them a prompt. Which means if he's looking for for example, shower, then the guy really deserve to have a shower enclosure. I don't want him to struggle and find for a glass market to find a shower enclosure. He wants it, but he doesn't know where he get. Like typically, a trigger to buy a water heater is an electrical shop, but electrician has no role in water heater because the throughput of a shower is only known by the shower company. So you have a shower which dispenses 30 liters per minute, and you have a 25-liter water heaters. So such transaction happening. Now, who makes a call? If I if I read that data, give a call after 3-4 months, the transaction is over. So on the fly, the AI helps me to prompt the right product for that customer. So when he goes out in the market, he's slightly more better equipped to make a conversation with the dealer. So these are two examples. I'm sure in the business also we use many things, but if AI can help customer make his journey more smoother, more informed, and if as a marketer, I'm sure we all like to know when I'm doing my campaign what exactly hitting on the ground. So this is one we have found a great learning, that you can really make out that you advertise on or TV or you advertise somewhere, you get a call, you get to know what customers are talking about. It is not possible otherwise to listen to lakhs and
So
lakhs
many
of call.
customers.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Wonderful examples, anecdotes shared from all of you. How you're digitizing your business, how you're building seamless customer journeys, and how you're leveraging AI to innovate on top of that entire stack. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.